How's it going, everyone? Want to go over some exciting PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 game updates. We got gameplay of Scars Above, a game that I wasn't too familiar with, but actually looks like a pretty cool science fiction third-person shooter that's due out next year. And some massive JRPG updates. You guys know me, I love me, my Legend of Heroes, and finally, we're gonna be finalizing that franchise over here in the States. Finalizing, I don't know if that's the correct verbiage to use, but we're getting the missing links. I mean, you could play these games in the States through fan translations, but nobody's trying to do that. Everybody's trying to have these games on one platform, and baby, we done it, so we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But first of all, Scars Above, 9 minutes of pre-alpha gameplay has been dropped. Now, looking at this gameplay, you could tell it's very much in pre-alpha. In some stages, it looks a little bit clunky, a little bit stiff from some of the animations, but overall, I'm liking the design of the game, I'm liking the presentation, the setting and the atmosphere it's building. The game itself is due out for consoles and PC in 2022. No specifics on consoles, I would imagine PS4, PS5, and it's coming from publisher Prime Matter and developer Madhead Games, and here's an overview of the game from the studio. Scars Above is a challenging, immersive third-person shooter inspired by modern-type action-adventure games. It takes the genre staples, such as the rewarding feeling of overcoming difficulty, and combines it with a compelling and intricate story, meticulous and lavish world design, and the living, breathing ecosystem to explore and endure. This is a game of mystery and discovery. Something strange has entered Earth's orbit, an object alien and unknowable, made out of matter that seems not to obey the laws of physics. As a part of a hastily gathered group of astronauts and scientists sent off to explore it, your fate takes a jarring turn as you awake in another world, dazed alone on an alien planet, but determined to stay alive. Kind of giving me Returnal vibes on that story. But nevertheless, the protagonist is Kate, a battle-hardened soldier or superpowered assassin. She is not either of those things, I should say, but a resourceful, capable, and strong-willed individual with the will to endure any hardship. She is first and foremost a scientist, someone that survives using her mind as a weapon, and with this weapon, Kate is determined to survive. She represents the best in humanity, our ability to overcome fear with curiosity, pain with determination, and darkness with reason. Like the description of the game, seems like there is an air of mystery to it. Again, the game is due out on consoles and PC in 2022. Alright, next up, we gotta talk about this Legend of Heroes news because I am super excited. Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero is coming west in fall of 2022. That is for PS4, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Remember, that is the first part of the Crossbell story arc. Then the second part of the Crossbell story arc, The Legend of Heroes Trails to Azure, is coming west in 2023 for PS4, Switch, and PC. And then finally, The Legend of Heroes Trails into Reverie is coming west in 2023 for PS4, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Now, I did mention at the beginning it'd be nice to have all the games on one platform, and that's not quite true as far as the PS4 is concerned. I should actually reiterate that because Trails from the Sky is still not on PS4, which, you know, hopefully they get around to that at some point, but those are pretty easily accessible. You can play those on PC, and they're games like toasters could run, so it's not like it's going to be too difficult to run that game, and they're on, like, PSP. I actually have a sealed copy of the special edition on PSP, one of my prize collectibles that I have. But nevertheless, this is super exciting because mainly the Crossbell story arc was the hardest to access because there was no official localization of them. It's relatively easy to play the games. I mean, it's not going to take, you know, rocket science to play the games and translate it. There's fan translations. But as you guys might know, you can jump right into Trails of Cold Steel and play all those games and have a really good time. However, the Trails of franchise is this massive, massive story arc that everything connects together, and if you really want to get the full enjoyment out of this grandiose world that they've built, you really want to play all of the games. And yes, that is a daunting ask. If you just ask somebody right out the gate, yo, you gotta play all these games to actually understand the story or get the most out of the story as possible, I think a lot of people would just be like, yo, I'm out, I can't do that, because these games are really, really long, but if you let yourself get invested into them, they're really enjoyable games. Now, obviously, the games prior to Trails of Cold Steel, nothing to write home about from a visual standpoint. Again, they were released on the PSP. They're okay looking games, but, like, you know, we're not going into these games for the visuals. We're going into these games for the world building, and that element they do really, really well. So this is gonna offer an opportunity for more people to enjoy the entirety of the story. Like, if you want to play Legends of Cold Steel or Trails from Cold Steel, I know a lot of people disagree with the notion that you can jump right into it and you're not getting the most out of the story if you just play that. However, I think think a lot of people, I should say, a lot of people are just gonna find those games a little bit more accessible because the visuals are in line with more modern JRPGs. And again, at this point, they are so easily accessible. That's why I tell people to jump right into Cold Steel, and maybe they can work their way backwards by, you know, finding an accessible experience. But again, if you're down to embark on that grandiose journey, that long journey, by all means, start from the beginning, and you'll have a great time with all of those games, but that's just my 2 cents. Again, the second part of the Crossbell story arc, Trails to Azure, is coming in 2023, so it's going to take quite a while for all of this to come together. It looks like they are trying to, you know, do one a year, although Trails into Reverie is coming in 2023 as well. But nice to just see these games get localized, man. I'm really happy about all of these JRPG franchises, and us getting so many JRPGs these days. I know some people are like, yeah, stop talking about this weeb stuff, but yo, the weeb stuff's pretty darn good. I'm playing the hell out of Scarlet Nexus right now, and that game is freaking awesome. If you're not playing that, you are missing out like crazy. And these games are going to be great releases as well. And then you got Tales of Arise coming out later this year. Just a really good time to be a JRPG fan. And speaking of which, a new Mana game is also in development for consoles. Now, development on this has a long ways to go, but there was a 30th anniversary live stream for the Mana series, and it was noted we wanted to announce it by running a cool trailer, but we're only at the start of the 30th anniversary. But we are in fact developing a new title, but please wait a little while longer until the proper announcement. Although we did have the Mana series creator take a look at it a little bit ago, we're at the level of development, so please look forward to it. Development still has some way to go. We are developing for console, so I hope you can look forward to it. Again, it's nice to see all of these different franchises for JRPGs just get established. That's really what you want to do. Like, Mana's getting established, Trails of is taking a leap forward, and now Tales of Arise later this year, that's taking a jump up, and then Scarlet Nexus just dropped. There are so many great JRPGs, and thank the heavens that Scarlet Nexus delivered, in my opinion. There are some issues with the game, don't get me wrong, but you're seeing these JRPGs come out, and most importantly, they are delivering. They're not these slapped-together rush jobs. They're actually good games, and I know Scarlet Nexus, for some people, too much dialogue or whatever the case may be. And hey, maybe that is you know, a complaint that you could have, but I think that game has such a good story, and it's actually developing characters and things like that. I'm still relatively early on, so maybe I'll give you guys a better opinion as I get through the game. But nevertheless, nice time to be a JRPG fan, a lot going on, and then also Scars Above. That looks quite good as well. But that's going to wrap up this one. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think of Scars Above? What do you guys think about Legend of Heroes? Those games finally coming over here to the States. It'd be really nice if we could get Trails from the Sky on PS4 as well. But again, if you have a toaster PC, you can play those games anyway. And even if you want to experience the Crossbell story arc, you can do that right now with fan translations. But that's going to wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.